We hope you all had an amazing summer break. I'm so excited to be here with all of you. If at any point y'all have a question or have something to say, feel free to type it in the chat. We will do our best to address it in the moment. But let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first we'll be going over the agenda really briefly. This slide will introduce what we'll be going over today. First and foremost, we'll be going over the lead introductions. Next on the list, we have the framework. After that, we will be introducing the idea for this year's rocket's name. We will end our meeting with all of the co-lead introductions. They have been working all summer to solidify their projects for the upcoming year, and I'm really excited for y'all to hear what they have come up with. So we'll start with some lead introductions. I'll be going first. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. My name is Josefina Arguello, and I am this year's project manager. I am a junior majoring in computer science with a specialization in cybersecurity. This will be my third year on the SCR team. As you can see by the little picture on the top right, I started off as a member on the analysis team, where I worked under Javier and Joao as my sub-team leads. During this time, I learned a lot of the basic electronic skills that I know today. So huge shout out to the analysis leads and V for pushing me and helping me grow. After I became the avionics lead alongside Raj, I was given the opportunity to rise to the occasion. I know I struggled a bit in the beginning, but I'm so proud of the things that I learned along the way. I hope to apply what I learned last year in order to make this a successful year for everyone. And I just wanted to briefly go over some of the couple of the places that I worked at. So I was a whole unit repair computer technician for CSAT Solutions. And then I also worked for T-Mobile for a brief time as a sales representative. Like, can you imagine me trying to sell phones? I know, right? And then after that, my favorite workplace, hands down, was definitely Rummy's Beach Club. As you can see, the little picture of the dog swimming in the middle. So basically, I got paid to train dogs to swim in the water and hang out with them in the pool all day. So there were even some days when it didn't even feel like work. So definitely a good experience. But yeah, that's me. Nice to meet all of you.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Ravi Desai, and I will be your chief engineer for the upcoming year. I am a senior majoring in mechanical engineering with 3 semesters left. This will be my 4th year in Space City Rocketry. Previously, I've been part of structures, 1 year as a member and 1 year as the sub-team lead. And then this past year with Zenith, I was the analysis sub-team lead. I'm also proudly L1 certified. Shout out to all my L1 certified homies. Some of my hobbies include playing and watching sports, especially basketball. And then within the sport of basketball, I particularly enjoy beating Irvin and Carlos. I also have recently enjoyed reading books. It's been a brand new adventure for me. And also talking to parrots. That's a huge hobby of mine. So I've also previously interned with Lockheed Martin and Grundfos, a European pump company. So yeah, that's me. I'm excited to see what the team can do this year. And Joe and I are really excited to see the team perform really at its best and hopefully get our new rockets to 30,000 feet, which we'll be talking about next. Joe, are you there?
Oh, okay, sorry. So project scope, we're gonna be building a brand new rocket to compete in the 30K COTS category. So we've been working this entire summer on a framework for this year's upcoming project. We're gonna be laying the building blocks for a 10K SRAD solid propellant rocket. So last year we did Zenith. This year we plan on building through that. We learned so much so far from Zenith, and we hope to improve that. We hope to make this rocket a much more successful one. mainly focusing on reaching that target goal of 30K feet. So if you look at the very bottom, if you click on that link, that'll send you straight to the framework if you guys are interested in getting a chance to look at that. Ravi, did you have anything to add for this slide?
Yeah, I would just encourage all of you to take a look at the framework for the upcoming year. Joe, the leads, and I have put a lot of work into it to really make it a well-informed document to kind of find everything that we plan to tackle in the upcoming year. So each sub-team has their own set of deliverables and also their purpose statement. So feel free to look through those. You can leave any comments in the chat or also just send us a DM on Discord if you have any concerns that you want to bring up. But yeah, we're really excited to build a brand new rocket, actually reach 30,000 feet this year, while also, as Joe mentioned, laying the building blocks for that future SRAD solid rocket. And now talking about the new rocket name. So we do not have an official name yet. The way we wanted to go about naming our new rocket is first taking suggestions from everyone. So there's a Google Doc, you can scan the QR code for that. And also click the link on the slides, which we'll send in the Discord after the meeting. After we have all of these suggestions gathered, we'll publish that list on a website called pollunit.com. We'll do that tomorrow morning, and then we'll keep that link open and have the voting period open from Wednesday, August 17th to Tuesday, August 23rd. And then we'll come up with our final name, just with whoever or whichever name has the most votes at the start of our general meeting in person next week. And then the final name will be revealed then. So we're really excited to see what you guys have come up with. There's already a few suggestions on that doc with just what the leads and Joe and I have come up with. So feel free to add anything. It will be put on pollunit.com tomorrow. So look out for that link and make sure you vote. So now we'll go into the sub-team lead introductions. Something we've changed this year is now having 2 co-leads for every sub-team. We felt that having one sub-team lead was asking a little much for people, especially balancing usually their STEM class workload and everything else they have going on. So we feel that 2 co-leads will be a lot less stressed and a more efficient distribution and completion of tasks. So we'll start off with analysis.
Thank you, Ravi. So my name is Omar Ali. I'll be the analysis lead for this coming semester. And the reason I say semester is because I'll be graduating in December. So I will be technically a super senior since I finished my 4 years of undergrad already. And I feel pretty old, like I'm tired of school, but almost there. My major is mechanical engineering. I'm also L1 certified, as you can see in the picture in the top right. This is my 3rd year in SCR. I started off in recovery, and then last year I was in analysis. A few hobbies that I have include sports, specifically soccer and basketball. I like traveling, hiking, going to the gym, and playing video games in my free time. Previously interned at Valve Technologies and most recently Boeing this past summer. Next slide, please. So a few upcoming projects that I had in mind for analysis is one, to kind of spearhead the complete rocket layout and the flight sim softwares, specifically OpenRocket, RockSim, and ROS-Aero are the main 3 that I want to be looking at this year. I think it's going to be really cool to also compare these softwares to determine which one's the most accurate with some of our past rockets, and also look into subsonic and supersonic flights kind of as a major detail. This is also going to include a lot of collaboration with other sub-teams, which I envision analysis doing a lot of this year. Another upcoming project is just taking responsibility of all the CAD models of this rocket. So I think, like with the rocket layout, I think it's important for us to kind of take responsibility for the overall assembly of it so that we sort of have it for the year and nobody's confused about who has what. And then, of course, design validation. This includes hand calcs, FEA, and CFD where necessary. That's kind of the whole purpose of analysis in general, is to provide validation for certain design decisions. And of course, this also includes collaborating with other sub-teams. So we'll be doing a lot of that. But our SROD project for the year, which was, it's going to be pretty interesting to take a look at. I definitely don't expect us to finish it, but it's essentially making our own custom flight sim. This will be pretty challenging, but Samar Mathur, I think is how you pronounce his last name. He was an alumni that kind of brought up this idea for us to do. So we'll be collaborating with him a lot to kind of narrow down the details, but we both think that this will be a great learning opportunity for everybody. So I'm excited to see what we can come up with this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Omar. We'll hand it over to avionics now.
So, hello everyone. My name is Raj Gohil. I am a sophomore or junior, it's debatable, but I am a mechanical engineering major, and I am the new, I guess, old avionics co-lead that's becoming a co-lead again. This is my second year in SCR and also second year as an avionics lead. I'm currently L2 certified. I'm working on my L3, and I'm also ham radio certified. During my time at SCR, I learned a lot alongside Joe as avionics co-lead and just electronics and in general. And it was really nice to get that experience last year, even though I was just a freshman and I probably didn't know much, but I learned how to learn fast, and now I'm here. And I'm really excited to do a lot of cool SRAD projects this year with avionics and just take it to the next level. So my hobbies are outside of SCR. As you can see here, that's my L2 to the right, and also our avionics system from last year at the bottom right. Some of my fun hobbies to do outside of SCR is playing keyboards and synth instruments. You see here on the bottom left. And before I did SCR or college in general, I used to be very involved in band. Kind of at one point almost became a music major, but decided against it and just went to aerospace. I also like to swim, and I'm a competitive rhythm game player. So if any of y'all are interested, just hit me up. And I'm also interested in just space architecture in general. And so my other co-lead this year is Samantha Tobias Leha. Unfortunately, she was not here at the moment. She's currently girl bossing her way through a job interview, so we're gonna let her do that. She is a junior this year. She is a biomedical engineering major. She's also doing a minor in biology and mathematics, so she is excelling in that department. She is an L1 certified, and this is her second year in SCR, and she's currently working on her ham radio certification. And some of her hobbies include crocheting and knitting, reading, hiking, running, and overall just slaying in avionics. So you can see here to the right, that's her L1, and also her working on avionics last year. And so some upcoming avionics projects and what we've mainly planned out this year, we want to focus on developing our own upgraded SRAD flight computer. This is mainly our main huge project. It's not something that we expect will get done this year. This is definitely a multi-year project, but we at least want to start the development of that. We also want to just in general incorporate more scientific sensors, so like radiation, measuring greenhouse gas emissions, magnetic fields, etc. We feel like with making these types of sensors, like each person who joins avionics cannot have something like, hey, I did this project, and can put it on their resume. So it'd really be helping people out in that department. And also upgrade our telemetry on the ground station. I know everyone last year saw how avionics struggled with the telemetry and just trying to get the GPS location of the rocket, etc. So we definitely want to at least focus on that and avoid that issue this year, and mainly make it to where we actually get all the data at lifetime and get the last location of the rocket correctly. And we also want to focus on PCB design and development. A lot of the members express interest on making everything in the avionics bay as peak as possible. So that's definitely something we're going to try to do. And also in general, we want to reimagine the avionics space, so mainly make a complete redesign. For the past few years, SCR, when it comes to avionics, has always decided to focus on a tray design. We would like to completely change it this year and focus on more kind of like a stackable tower design. We feel like with wiring management and also with improving the avionics system, making it more integrated with our SRAD projects, it'll be helpful on that. And we also just want to in general involve more outside organizations in AIAA, so involve hobby rocketry, showing members how just the rocket launch works as well, and also ham radio more, so that eventually around 75% of our avionics members are both L1 and ham radio certified. Other than that, that's it for avionics.
Thank you, Raj. Now, next is payload.
Hi guys, I'm Isabel. Most people just call me Izzy. My classification is so classified that I don't even know it right now. I'm majoring in biology and environmental science. I'm minoring in chemistry and math as of right now. I'm L1 certified. It's my second year in SCR. I joined in the fall and worked on recovery under Carlos, and then shortly became payload lead. I have a lot of hobbies, but my favorite one includes watching professional tightrope walking.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kevin Tran. I'm a senior right now, and I'm a mechanical engineer. This is my second semester in SCR, so I'm pretty new, but I'm really excited to be on the team. And one of my hobbies is professional tightrope walker. I'm very passionate about it. So yeah.
So for some upcoming payload projects, a big thing we want to do is optimize the payload CubeSat and or placement. We're working together with structures and analysis. Some ideas, if it does remain like in a bay, an easier accessible coupler. We've talked a lot about payload in the nose cone. I think that would help with stability and just separating it from the rest of the rocket. Centering rings around the CubeSat instead of rods, and then probably a clear CubeSat so we can see everything inside it. I think like at the poster board sessions, they would really like that. And then we also want to work with avionics to improve on payload technology and sensors. I think they have so much knowledge to give us, and they can help us out a lot. And then for our payload idea of the year, we're looking into insect cryosleep. I don't know if Kevin wants to start talking first, and then I can cover the rest.
Yeah, so with the insect cryosleep, I know a big issue we had like for the last rocket was like cooling down the payload. So I think something that'll help with that system for this rocket is that my capstone group with me, Ravi, Charles, and Christian will be working on like a cooling system for either a GoPro, or if we go with like the insect cryosleep project, we'll just do like an overall like payload cooling system. So we'll be developing that a lot. And then for the overall structure, we threw around the idea of having like a 3D printed hotel for bugs to that we could like record and see how the bugs like behave up in the rocket. So yeah. And then as for like the biological parts of the experiment, I'll let Izzy go more into that.
Yeah, for our little bug minions within our hotel, our big, like, how much for rent? I'm not sure yet. We'll see what 3D filament. But we plan to use these insects as a model organism to study, so we can study like metabolic behaviors, slowing down their metabolism, even like if it's not completely frozen with like liquid nitrogen or anything, just slowing down their metabolism. I've worked with like sedation with CO2, so also studying like cryosleep and sedation methods. And there's also like very close genomes to humans, so we can match things with human genetics, see how it affects it on a bigger scale. And then I'd also like to involve professors with this. I've taken like previous courses where I have kept up with like fruit flies and stuff. So we won't be losing any insects around the lab, hopefully. But we do have some experience with it. I would like to involve some professors with that, and also some like side quests for payload. But yeah, don't worry about any crickets or bugs or anything. I have like a 40-page dissertation that I've written on like how we'll care for them, and then also just like a whole bunch of stuff for that. And then our last like goal for payload is just to regularly keep in touch with connections we've made with other teams, checking in on their payloads, presenting things to them, getting feedback. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Izzy and Kevin. And up next is propulsion.
Hello, I'm Parsa. I'm a sophomore majoring mechanical engineering. Sorry, my head's like. Um, my hobbies are I like playing games, board games. I play violin, sometimes tennis. My favorite animal is the capybara. I put those pictures for your own enjoyment. This will be my third semester in SCR. I don't know if I forgot if I already said that. And yeah, I'm happy to work with you guys.
Hello, my name is Scott. Um, my name is Scott Viola. This is my second year in SCR. I'm a sophomore majoring in electrical engineering. In my free time, I like to obsess over math and physics problems, which I was doing waiting in the airport today, overcomplicating computer games like KSP and Space Engineers. I like struggling to play piano. I like riding my bike around campus, no hands, because it's like flying or something. I like bird watching, and I like hanging out with my friends. And you can see my picture there of me at work, and the picture of me in real life, which is a bird, because I like birds. All right, next slide, please. The main quests for propulsion this year are to complete the test stand and start developing some basic SRAD motors, while researching fuel grind geometries and compositions, and in order to achieve that goal. We already pretty much chosen out the motor for this rocket. It's gonna be the same as last year, the O3400. So that's pretty well settled. Side missions, we would like to have about 75% of our members earn their L1 certification. I don't know if we have enough members to go to 75, so maybe one of the two of us person. And then we also would like to get everyone up to speed on CAD, to facilitate making the SRAD motors and all of that. That's it. And you can see pictures there at the test stand that we worked on last semester. All we need to do is put in some supports to stabilize a test motor, and also the load cell, and figured how to get the load cell hooked up to a computer. And then also at the end of last semester, we started making some little tiny SRAD motors. I think those are still sitting in the lab, and we need to progress on that and when we get back to it. That's it.
Thank you, Parsa and Scott. And next is recovery.
Hey guys, my name's Christian and I'm a recovery co-lead. So I'm a senior mechanical engineering major. I have too many hobbies to count. I'm include reading. I love everything from The Martian to Agatha Christie's Hercule Poirot novels, gaming. I love Halo, hiking in the forest, in the mountains. I absolutely love to get out there and just walk around. That's me.
My name is Bailey. This is my second year on SCR. I'm a sophomore majoring in geology with a minor in geophysics. Career-wise, it's kind of up in the air. I'm interested in planetary geology, so I might go that route, or I could go into sustainability with hydrology, so only time will tell. And then as for hobbies, anything outdoors, basically. I spent most of my life swimming and diving, so those are my top two. And then as my major would imply, I do love camping and hiking, and like I said earlier, anything outdoors. So we have a couple projects coming up for recovery that we're really excited about. The first is that we're switching to in-house parachute manufacturing. So tomorrow we have a meeting with the University of Minnesota to further discuss that, materials, resourcing, how they do that, and then hopefully how we can begin implementing that this year.
And then we'd love to continue working with the CD3. I know last year we didn't get as much testing and validation in with the calculators we made as we wanted to. This year, we definitely want to take that to the next level. We really want to understand the mechanics and issues that arise with using CO2 extraction systems. We want to make sure that the cartridges we use are able to generate enough pressure in the nose cone to actually eject what the calculators say they will. We want to eventually lay the framework to shift to a fully CO2 recovery system without the black powder backup. But it's just going to be a lot of testing this year, and we'll see what we can do.
Thank you, Christian in recovery, and Christian and Bailey, my bad. And our last sub team is with structures.
Hey guys, I think Brandon got caught up with being an RA, so I don't think he was able to make it. But he's a sophomore. He's a really cool guy, and he's working as L2 right now. And I believe he's going to be a really good lead with me. I'm Ali. I'm a senior mechanical engineering student, and some of the projects I'm doing outside of rocketry is USIP, which is like a weather balloon project, making instruments for that. And then this semester I joined the racing team, which is Cougar Racing. So structures is involved in all the material and construction of the rocket. Some of the big things we did last year was the boat tail, the fin lineup in the MLA, which is the modular lower assembly, and just the overall assembly. So we want to expand on that this year. So this year, some of the projects we're thinking of is working more with the X-Winder to maybe start making our own in-house body tubes. We want to expand on the molding we did with the boat tail and probably make a new boat tail and a better designed one. And then work more with just layups and fiberglass in general, along with testing all these materials. And then the last thing we're working on is the MLA. We're pretty sure that we want to redesign it entirely so that we can increase the modularity of it and make it a little easier to build. So yeah.
Thank you to all of our sub-team leads for their hard work this summer and nailing down those big projects that we want to work on this year. Just a quick note before we answer some questions that you guys may have. Next week's meeting will be Tuesday, August 23rd, and it will be in person at L2D2 at 7 p.m., but also online on Zoom. So we encourage as many people as possible to make it out in person. We'll be revealing the new name of the rocket, and it will be fun just to see everyone back in person together. So hopefully you can all make it out for that. But yeah, if you had any questions or if Joe, you wanted to cover anything.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I'm so excited to be working with all of you. I know I said that already. I know, just once again, because I know more people joined. If anyone's interested in joining us, we will be in the lab tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Ravi and I, along with some of the leads, plan on cleaning up the lab and just hanging out. So if you have nothing to do and just want to help out or talk, we'll be there for a couple of hours. Anyone is welcome to stop by.
Do my best.
Any
Stay as long as you
questions?
can.
Oh, sorry.
Just
What
stay in
was
the lab
that?
as long as you can. I'll try to show up
Okay, for
if I'm
sure.
not like dead tired or something. I don't think I'm gonna sleep tonight.
You need some rest. So if you need to get some rest, we completely understand. Irvin, I see your hands up. Do you have a question?
Yeah, I do have a couple questions. I have a question for analysis, or two of them. Do you know what FEA and CFD softwares you're going to be using this year? So we did a trace study last year. We'll probably stick with SolidWorks, at least for the foreseeable future for FEA. And I know we used the ANSYS student version for CFD. So we might do that, but I think there's also a SolidWorks flow simulation that could potentially be used. So those are the two options there. Okay, and then I had a question too about the custom Flint simulation software. I'm not saying there isn't a purpose. I'm just asking to clarify. I know Samar explained it well as to why you want to pursue to make your own flight simulation software. Yeah, that's a great question. It's a question that, yeah, I was kind of pondering myself. I think the biggest thing, and also that he kind of mentioned, was it'll be a really good learning experience for those that do it, just because you really learn the details of what goes into flight simulations in general. So I'll probably get you a better answer later on, but for now, that's my main reason of pursuing it.
Yeah, also adding on to what Omar said, the spaceport judges would really like to see a custom flight sim software. I know I feel like a lot of teams obviously use OpenRocket, RockSim, and Mass Aero. So if we can eventually get to the point where we have our own software where we can plug in our custom inputs and then receive the outputs that we need for all of our data. I think it would be really impressive for the judges and just as a entire project in general.
Thank you. I mean, I have a couple more questions, but I'll let someone else go.
You can go ahead and ask. You can go ahead and ask those questions, Irvin. We'll be more than happy to answer them.
Okay. I was gonna ask payload. I mean, I know some of these don't have answers yet for sure, but I guess just to bring them up now so they can be in your mind. Y'all mentioned for payload that the you want to have a clear CubeSat. Do you mean like that red CubeSat metal we use for Zenith and Oberon and for like our other rockets too? You want to make that clear?
I was thinking of like a plexiglass structure that we could see through.
Okay. I was gonna say also, do you plan on doing just 3 CubeSats stacked on top of each other this year? Because I know we struggle with weight, and if you want to make it from a different material, you might end up running into that issue again. So just looking into that. If you can go even to like 4 CubeSats.
Yeah, we're looking into adding as much weight as possible, even like putting internal structures that segment off little chambers just to add any more weight to it, and like 3D printing stuff to go inside. Even pizzazz can add weight, I guess.
Okay, thank you. That's all my questions for now. Thank you.
Beautiful. Does anyone else have any questions, comments, concerns that they would like to bring up?
I have a question for propulsion. I know y'all are saying something about learning CAD. I was wondering what program you are thinking of using or teaching.
I don't really know yet. Yeah, that's kind of why I want to get going on it.
I was just going to say Inventor because it's provided by the school.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, if y'all need me to come back and like help y'all learn it again, I can definitely do that.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll print out some more worksheets for y'all and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I already have it.
Scott, we can't really hear you. You're like cutting off.
Scott, if you could try and chat or type what you wanted to say, because we can't hear you, and we would really like to hear what you're saying. In the meantime, does anyone else have any other questions? Hey, Sam, thank you for joining us. How did your meeting go? Oh, we lost Scott.
My internet's going in
Any
and
other
out, that's
questions?
all.
Oh, okay. No, we understand. Did you want to reiterate what you were trying to say?
No, I was just saying I was thanking Adrian for offering help with that. That's all.
I got you, Scott.
Oh, that's so sweet of you, Scott. Thank you, Adrian, for that awesome question. I have a question for Sam. How did your interview go? Good night, Irvin. Oh, by the way, I guess does anyone else have any questions? Any last questions, comments, concerns? If not, y'all are free to go. Thank you for a lovely meeting. I hope you all have a lovely night. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.
The meeting's done.